On Memories 96.5 FM. Yo, first, the top stories. Vice President Kashim Shettima departs for Brazil to attend United Nations Climate Summit. Governor Moeno reaffirms commitment to better health care for Akwa citizens. Federal government seeks international monetary fund support for transparent fuel price framework. On the foreign scene, China extends suspension of extra tariffs on United States products. And in sports, injury rules out Nigerian defender Felix Agu from 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. We have details of these and other stories coming up in a moment. I am NYAKNNO Albert. And now the news in full, beginning from the presidency. Vice President Kashim Shettima has departed Abuja for Belém in Brazil, where he will represent President Bola Tinubu at the 30th United Nations Climate Change Conference, which is bound to kick off on the 6th of November 2025. The Senior Special Assistant to the Vice President on Media and Communication, Stanley Nkocha, revealed this in a statement he signed yesterday, titled VP Shettima departs Abuja for 30th United Nations Climate Change Summit in Belém, Brazil. Hosted by Brazilian President Luis Lula da Silva in partnership with international stakeholders, the two-day summit is scheduled to be held in the Amazonian capital of Para State. The event, which has as its theme climate action and implementation, comes with focus on areas including adaptation, forest protection, biodiversity, and climate justice. Back home, Akwa State's Governor Pastor Moeno has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to strengthening healthcare delivery through strategic partnership with international organizations including Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation. Governor Eno, who stated this when he received members of Rotary International led by the trustee chairman of the Rotary Foundation, Holger Nack, during courtesy visit at Government House Uyo yesterday, described the initiative as a timely intervention in line with his administration's Arise agenda.
Some of the values of Rotary is being brought into governance, and that's what is happening now is in sync with our RISE agenda, which pays particular attention to child survival and strengthening of our primary health care system. All over the state, we are building primary health care centers. We have 31 local governments. We are building across the 31 local government primary health care centers. We're renovating some, and recently we gave single largest contract for the building of an international medical center here in Akwa State that will redefine medical tourism in this part of the country.
Our Government House correspondent from Fonobon reports that the governor expressed appreciation to the Rotary Foundation for selecting Akwa as a pilot state for the Rotary Healthy Communities Challenge, noting that the program aligns with his administration's Arise Healthcare Initiative, stating the government's readiness to partner with Rotary International on health initiatives to improve the well-being of Akwa people.
And that shows how much we take the health of our people very seriously. We continue to look forward to partner with Rotary and other organizations in capacity building and other areas of support that can continuously help our people, and in terms of maternal and newborn healthcare programs, immunization campaigns, peeping into our budget for next year, we have over $500,000 set aside for immunization in our 2026 budget.
The state's chief executive explained that his administration has built and renovated primary health care centers across the 31 local government areas to ensure accessible and quality healthcare for residents, emphasizing that the interventions are designed to strengthen the healthcare delivery system. He further revealed that the state recently awarded its largest single health-related contract for the construction of an international medical center, which he noted will redefine medical tourism in the region and position Akwa Ibom as the leading destination for advanced healthcare services. Meanwhile, the state governor, Pastor Moino, has approved the release of employment letters to 125 newly recruited officers in the state civil service. The appointments comprise 25 senior state council and 100 occupational safety officers. A statement by the State Commissioner for Information, Right Honorable NYAKNNO, explained that this is the first recruitment exercise undertaken by the Civil Service Commission in 2025, drawn from successful candidates who applied through the state government's online employment portal, as announced earlier in the year. Right Honorable Mana commended Governor Eno for keeping his promise of establishing an occupational safety department in the state and staffing it to kickstart the institutionalization of structured safety processes. He noted that the recruitment of senior legal counsels will further strengthen the state's judiciary and justice delivery system and lauded the governor's commitment to transparency, merit, and inclusiveness in public service recruitment, stressing that the process was open, competitive, and guided by the governor's directive to ensure equal opportunity for all qualified applicants. The commissioner, who also praised the Civil Service Commission for its due diligence on the newly employed officers, said that they are bound to be invited for documentation and induction before deployment to their respective ministries, departments, and agencies (MDAs), adding that the latest development insisting that the gesture reflects Governor Moino's dedication to job creation, institutional strengthening, and effective service delivery under the Arise agenda. In another development, Akwa Ibom State Police Commissioner CP Mohammed Babaz Azari has deployed 500 officers ahead of the governorship elections in Anambra State on Saturday, the 8th of November 2025, to ensure a hate-free contest. Addressing the personnel yesterday at the command's parade ground Ikorobanabia, Uyo, the state's capital, before their departure, CP Azari cautioned them against corruption and unethical practices that could compromise the outcome of the exercise. According to CP Azari, their conduct should be guided by the provisions of the nation's constitution in the discharge of their duties, explaining that the temporary redeployment was in line with the Inspector General of Police IGP Kayode Batakun's directive. The commissioner urged the officers to be good ambassadors of the Niger Police Force, adding that the force remains a highly disciplined and ethical organization. Still in Akwa Ibom, Breeding Montgomery Bible College, BMBC, an institute of Christian Methodist Episcopal Church in Akwa Ibom State, has announced its 5th matriculation. God is a call to prepare will feature 10th National Pastors and Leaders Institute and the 3rd Convocation Ceremony. Anticipated guest speakers are Bishop Professor Yu Effiong, Apostle Ubonwabasi Akban, and Reverend Nse Udo Uko. The prelate of the 10th Episcopal District, Bishop Dr. Ricky Helton, is calling on the public to be part of the event. On the national scene now, the federal government is seeking the technical support of the International Monetary Fund (IMF) to design a transparent fuel price modulation framework that will cushion domestic price shocks and strengthen Nigeria's fiscal stability. Permanent Secretary, Minister of Petroleum Resources, Dr. Emeka Obi, mentioned this in Abuja during a joint engagement between the ministry, its regulatory agencies, the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, and the IMF Fiscal Affairs Department, the Technical Assistance Mission on Climate Policy. Dr. Obi, who noted that the collaboration is part of ongoing efforts to build a resilient and transparent fiscal system capable of withstanding global energy market volatility while maintaining economic discipline, added that the IMF mission is timely and strategic, aligning with government's efforts to consolidate post-pandemic recovery, manage climate-related fiscal pressures, and sustain ongoing energy reforms. On the removal of fuel subsidy as a necessary step to restore fiscal stability that will redirect public spending toward infrastructure, social welfare, and sustainable energy development, he highlighted Nigeria's environmental responsibility, citing the Nigeria Gas Flare Commercialization Program and emerging carbon credit frameworks as part of efforts to end routine gas flaring, which has reduced methane emissions from gas utilization in power generation, fertilizer production, and compressed natural gas markets. You're listening to Global News on Memories 96.5 FM. More reports after the break. Do stay with us.
Stay up to date with all the latest in news, sports, and entertainment. Memories FM
96.5.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned to Global News on Memories 96.5 FM. And now to the rest of the news. On the foreign scene, China has said it would extend the suspension of additional tariffs on United States goods for 1 year, making official an agreement reached in talks between President Xi Jinping and President Donald Trump last week. The two leaders held talks in South Korea at the end of October that effectively extended a delicate treaty for a year after several rounds of trade negotiations in recent months. A statement published on the Ministry of Finance website citing Beijing State Council said that for 1 year, the 24% tariff on United States goods will continue to be suspended and the 10% tariff on US goods will remain, with the statements indicating a pause with consensus reached in China-US economic and trade consultations and will be effective from the 10th of November 2025. It could be recalled that Trump on Tuesday formalized an agreement that Washington will cut its additional tariffs on Chinese imports from 20% to 10%, also effective from the 10th of November 2025. Meanwhile, Beijing had placed an additional 15% levy on chicken, wheat, corn, and cotton imported from the US, an additional 10% tariff on American soybeans, pork, beef, dairy, and other farm products. And talking sports now, Nigerian defender Felix Agu has been ruled out of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations after undergoing surgery on a serious ankle injury sustained in early October while playing for Werder Bremen in the German Bundesliga. The 26-year-old left back suffered the injury during Bremen's home match against St. Pauli on October 4th and has since undergone surgery in Berlin. Werder's head of professional football, Peter Niemeyer, confirmed that the player's recovery will extend well into the new year, making him unavailable for the Continental Tournament scheduled for the 21st of December 2025 to the 18th of January 2026. Niemeyer added that Agu spent the initial 2 weeks of his rehabilitation in Berlin before returning to Bremen to continue his recovery, despite the progress he made for Nigeria in June during the Unity Cup in England, which positioned him as a strong candidate for a regular starting role. The news comes as a major blow to the Super Eagles, who have been struggling for stability on the left side of the defense. And that's Global News on Memories 96.5 FM. But before we go, let's take a recap of the top stories. Vice President Kashim Shettima has departed Abuja for Belém, Brazil, where he will represent President Bola Tinubu at the 30th United Nations Climate Change Conference, which is bound to kick off on the 6th of November 2025. Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Moino has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to strengthening healthcare delivery through strategic partnership with international organizations including Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation. We also told you that the federal government is seeking the technical support of the International Monetary Fund (IMF) to design a transparent fuel price modulation framework that will cushion domestic price shocks and strengthen Nigeria's fiscal stability. From the foreign scene, we brought you a report that China has said it would extend the suspension of additional tariffs on United States goods for 1 year, making official an agreement reached in talks between Presidents Xi Jinping and Donald Trump last week. And in sports, Nigerian defender Felix Agu has been ruled out of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations after undergoing surgery on a serious ankle injury sustained in early October while playing for Werder Bremen in the German Bundesliga. The news this afternoon was edited by Mary Akpan and assisted by the production team. For views regarding our news or coverage of your newsworthy events, you can reach us on email newsroom@memoriesmediang.com or call our Newsroom hotline on 0909 000 0581. You can also follow us on Facebook at Memories 965 FM and listen to us from anywhere in the world on Radio Garden at Memories 96.5 FM. Log on to our website at www.memoriesmediang.com. And now let's take you down memory lane. On this day in 2024, President Donald Trump won the United States presidential election, defeating Kamala Harris, becoming the first convicted felon to be elected to the office and the second president to win a second non-consecutive term. That's the news. Thank you so much for